In this section, section 6.5, we're going to be looking at assessing normality. Something we've talked about quite a bit in the past is this normal distribution, this idea of a bell curve. And what we really haven't delved into is figuring out, is that bell curve good enough or not? Is this actually a normal distribution? Well, we have a tool that we can use to actually make that assessment, and it's called a quantile plot. And the best way for me to show you how to do this is by actually looking at some of your homework problems. So here I have your section 6.5 homework. I'm going to go ahead and bring that up. And the way that this works is if you take all of the values that you have and you plot them against their corresponding z-score, they're going to form a straight line. So again, I'm going to take all the values that I have, I'm going to construct a normal quantile plot, and I'm going to get approximately a straight line. That's what I'm really looking for here, okay? If we look at this example that we have here, we can see that we've taken our x values here, and then we have the corresponding z-scores that I have here on the y-axis. They're not following a straight line. So therefore, it's not normal. The points are not reasonably close to a straight line. So I'm going to go ahead and click that, and that's going to tell me what I have. Okay. Now, for some of these, you're going to be asked to actually graph the data. And in order to do that, we'll use StatCrunch. Here we've got a sample data of arrival times of airline flights given below, and we want to know, are they normally distributed or not? So I'm going to click this blue box here, and it's going to give me my arrival times. Now, some of them are negative, meaning they arrive early. Some of them are positive, meaning that they arrive late. But I'm going to go ahead and plot these. I'm going to open it up in StatCrunch, and that's going to bring me to our window. And I'm going to graph these. I'm going to click graph here, or hover over it if you're using this program. Then I'm going to use quantile plot. I'm going to double click var1. Now, to make all of these graphs look like the ones that are coming up in your homework, you're going to want your normal quantiles on the y-axis. This is going to get you your z-scores on that y-axis. Otherwise, it's going to be backwards. So go ahead and click compute, and we can see that, yeah, here I have all of my values. I've got in this variable, I've got negative 38. That is normal quantile of negative 1.45. That's the z-score that goes along with it. Not at all linear when I'm plotting all these values. So this is definitely not a normal distribution. Okay. So this is what I'm looking for. They do not lie reasonably close to a straight line. And that's all we're really looking for here when we're looking at all of these. Here's an example where we have calculator, or yep. So I'm going to graph the data. So here's my data, space flight durations. These all look pretty good. Well, this one, never mind. So I'm going to go ahead and click. I'm going to open that up in StatCrunch. And it's going to bring my data into StatCrunch for me. I'm going to go ahead and click graph and QQ plot. I'm going to double click var1, and then I want to make sure that I click this normal quantiles on the y-axis so that it looks like what we have in our homework assignment. Go ahead and click compute, and I can see I have this graph here. It's pretty close, but let's see which graph that tends to look like for our homework. I would say that it looks kind of like, most definitely C. Okay. If we look at C, we can see that it's pretty close to the line. We got a little bit of variation here. Yeah, well, that looks pretty good. It's close to the line. I don't have this kind of stacked effect here, and I don't have this snaky type line here either. So I'm going to go ahead and check that answer, and I should be good to go. Okay, and that's all we're really looking for all of these. Okay, so what we're looking at are these normal quantile plots. And these are the graphs where we take the x values, and each x value is the original set, and the y value is the corresponding z-score. And that's going to give us our quantile plot. And this is what we use to assess normality of data. Okay, good luck, and that is all.